Hello and welcome back to another walk around video from Cambridgeshire Used Car Sales. Today I'm very pleased to be able to show you around this 2004 Range Rover 3 litre TD6 Vogue. As you can see from the video here, the car stands incredibly proud of itself and finished in the very nice to see midnight blue metallic bodywork and contrasting grey leather upholstery inside with burr walnut fascias as well. All in all, a very impressive car in very good order inside and out, commensurate with age and mileage, and it really does drive very well indeed too. Following an initial overview of the vehicle, I will show you the Range Rover in a little more detail inside and out later on in the video, where we shall also go through the car on a panel by panel basis for you too. Moving on to the interior of this Range Rover, as expected, a very pleasant place to be indeed. Incredibly luxurious, incredibly comfortable, and a real commanding viewpoint and driving position as well. As you can see, naturally a few areas of wear, but taking into consideration the age and mileage, it has evidently been looked after throughout its life, and yes, all in all, very nice condition for the age and mileage of the vehicle. Seats all, of course, electronically operated, as is most of the options on the car, and in particular the stereo system on this really good quality of sound, and puts modern day near new cars to shame. A real lovely depth and clarity to the system. We can see here the door shuts as well, and of course the side steps, which makes getting in and out of the Range Rover just that little bit easier, and also here the driver's door card and the door aperture here as well for you. Moving on to the passenger side, and much the same story here. Once again, a pleasure to be in, and a pleasure to be a passenger in these Range Rovers, especially the Vogues, the full grey leather, incredibly comfortable, and a lovely viewpoint, and you really do sit up rather nicely, nice and high as well. There are of course armrests which fold down as well, which really make it akin to sitting in your favourite armchair when wafting down the road in the utmost of comfort. You can also see here the rather nice Range Rover rubber overmats, just to keep everything nice and clean and tidy, especially with the winter months up and coming. And as mentioned before, in very nice presentable condition in here, considering the age and mileage of the vehicle, and a pleasure to be in. The door shuts here, once again, nothing untoward to report, and the side steps really do make a nice difference when entering and or exiting the vehicle. Finally, the passenger side door card as well. And into the rear of the interior here for you. Very nice condition indeed, and plenty of room. The passenger seats pushed back, wound back a little bit here, but you can see on the driver's side just how much space there is here. Certainly enough room for fully grown adults, as expected in the size of these cars, and superbly comfortable as well. Nice to see the full rear rubber overmats in the back, which complements the front overmats too, and the door shuts, nothing untoward to report, here either. I'm now going to take this opportunity to show you around the Range Rover in a little more detail, and we shall do this on a panel by panel basis. Starting at the driver's side front corner here, we can see that the Range Rover really does stand very proud of itself, and a lovely subtle colour indeed. It makes a nice change from the usual black and silvers that you see on these Range Rovers. Very subtle and very stylish. We can also see here that it's incredibly reflective and glossy paintwork, as you can see on the reflection shown here, and even at the time of videoing, which was admittedly quite a dull day, really did look proud of itself sat here. This panel by panel basis will hopefully give you an overview of just how clean, tidy and straight and true down the sides especially of this Range Rover, with nothing really untoward to report. The nice side steps here, as mentioned before, complementing the chrome effect door handles. And notice the lovely Toyo Open Country tyres which are fitted naturally with the winter months up and coming. The security of a four-wheel drive, but also a must is to have those good quality grippy tyres as well. Towards the rear of the Range Rover here, no unsightly issues to speak of, lovely and clean and tidy. And just to show you the rear boot lid hatch here, and notice the Marshall's Land Rover of Cambridge sticker in the rear window, which is always lovely to see, a car that's evidently been looked after. Just as we're going around the Range Rover here in a little more detail, you may well have noticed in the description about the works that have been carried out in all the usual Range Rover areas which must always be considered. The air suspension is in fully working order with no sinking feeling to worry about here. All new ride height sensors were fitted in June 2021, and a new compressor in October 2020 as well. As well as this, in June 2021 it was fully serviced with all filters being changed, new battery, new disc and pads all around fitted, brake pipes replaced, CV boot kit fitted, which came to a cost of over £1,000. Really does drive exceedingly well, especially with the works on the suspension, and is a pleasure to be in, and a pleasure to see once again on this side. Lovely and shiny and glossy and very reflective indeed. And then to the passenger side front corner here, once again those lovely Toyo Open Country all-terrain tyres which are fitted just for that extra peace of mind. And also note the rather nice wind deflectors here, so you can lower the windows just a little bit, just if you wished, and you get some air in, which also shields you from any rain, etc. A nice touch, and complements the look of the vehicle well. And of course to the renowned, imposing front end of the Range Rover here, very proud of itself and in lovely condition too. We're now going to have a look at the underbonnet and in the boot area of the Range Rover for you. Starting under the bonnet, and as expected, just exactly what we'd like to see under here. Lovely and clean and tidy, incredibly presentable indeed, and just exactly how you'd like to see one of these cars. Evidently been looked after, and as per the recent servicing that's been carried out, drives exceptionally well too. We'll start up the Range Rover for you on the video in a short while so you can hear the engine in action. A lovely engine, sounds very nice indeed. Following the overview of the underbonnet area, we shall now move to the rear of the car, and naturally we can see here the wonderful split folding boot here, which is lovely to see and a real nice touch on these Range Rovers. Harks back to the original Range Rover classics when they were first released, and as expected, ample room in the boot area here, and yes, plenty of storage space for anything you may need, and in very nice order too. Nothing untoward to report whatsoever, and yes, just what we'd like to see. The tailgates as well, we'll take a little bit of a closer look at for you. And in the shuts of the actual tailgate too. And finally, we shall just close the lower tailgate for you, just to show you how you could still got access to the rear boot area, which makes it very nice and easy to open and or close. And starting the car for you, we put the ignition on and we'll start the vehicle for you. I also just wanted to take this opportunity to show you just a brief overview of the paperwork back in the office here, and yes, as mentioned in the description, numerous service invoices, parts invoices, health checks, MOT certificates, book packs and operating manuals, and yes, just to show you this in the video here for you too. As to recap, a very attractive example of the ever popular Range Rover TD6 3-litre Vogue, finished in the very nice to see midnight blue metallic coachwork with the extended grey leather upholstery. As previously mentioned, the Range Rover has been recently serviced just on the 18th of June 2021, and will also come with our own in-house 3 months warranty And of course, if you have any further questions regarding this particular Range Rover, then don't hesitate to get in touch via telephone or email, and we will do our utmost to answer any queries you may have. We hope that this walk around video has provided you enough detail. However, as mentioned, don't hesitate to get in touch, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for watching.